What is up, everybody? This is Holmes from White Box Gaming, and today is Thanksgiving, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a Thanksgiving feast. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So, I had mentioned our new game that I've been working on. It's just a little small game originally planned. It's called Lost in Space. If you have the demo version, you probably have something similar to this with a disclaimer. Yeah. So we've improved upon that quite a bit. So I'll go ahead and show you guys like a little bit. This is level 1. And I've beefed up the gun on this a lot. Like this is like cranked way up. So we'll go ahead and we'll go over the features real quickly of like what you can and can't do. So I'll go over it and it'll be a little bit of in code, but you'll kind of get the idea. So first things first, how does the game work? Well, it's level based and it's kill count based. So what I'm going to do is each level requires a certain amount of kills. And you guessed it, every ship that you kill counts towards your kill count. There'll also be a leaderboard for kill counts, as well as high scores. Some other features that we have currently for the ship in place right now is the semi-auto fire. So by default, this will be true. So you won't have the automatic fire unlocked by default. You'll actually have to pay for it either in copper coins, which is a new currency we're going to introduce in this game, or you can use your traditional WBG coins. Copper coins are going to be coins that drop in game pretty commonly. It's going to be common to a lot of games going forward that we make. It's going to be like the in-game currency that you don't have to pay for going forward. And then WBG coins are obviously the coins that are in-game currency that you can pay real money for in exchange for WBG coins. Obviously, WBG coins are way more valuable than copper coins, but hey, if you want to grind it out, awesome. So that's what we like is, if you guys want to grind it out for the free stuff, it's great. But if you don't want to grind it out, that's cool. All right, so there's a weapon fire delay system. Now, by default, this is 25. Now, I've cranked this up to 0.05, which is like crazy fast, as you've seen. There's also, this is strictly for PC users. Sorry, Android, tablet, any other guys, Fire TV, whoever. You don't have a mouse, so you're going to have to use the traditional WASD type motion or arrows or D-pad, whatever it is, your joystick. So you're going to be limited as to people with the PC. They are clearly going to have an advantage because they can switch between the keyboard and mouse. However, there is an option on here that's not listed currently. It's called speed. You can also upgrade your speed so your ship can move faster. So that will only work though for keyboard users and joystick users and tablets, as the mouse will already just follow wherever you're at. So speed will not be a factor for you. As we mentioned, the score, your health. So by default, your health will be 10. That'll be the value that you can get is 10. Now, you will be able to raise that value, as we see here in the max health. What will it cap out at? I'm not quite sure yet. We're still trying to figure out, like, what's a fair health amount to cap out at. Your weapon damage. I'm also working on increasing the damage of your ship. Your ship, will be able to have more firepower. You can level up your weapons to make them stronger. So we're at level 1 right now, and we've seen that really wasn't that bad. So let's go ahead and just crank that up to like level 17. I'm going to go ahead and save this. I'm going to go ahead and resume. what's going to happen here is that we're going to see a lot more ships. Going to be a lot bigger. Going to be a lot stronger. Now it starts out a little slow. Each level is a little slow, but they slowly, progressively come faster and faster as you level up, or as the level progresses. Another thing you guys are seeing here is the 2 drops. You're seeing like a little battery pack right here. This helps my health. And then you're seeing like the little white box. The white boxes are random drops. Yeah, so this is a random drop. And we'll go into that as well. I'll show you the code for the random drop. Alright, so as you can see, the enemies are definitely getting a lot harder, shooting a lot faster, coming in a lot stronger. Like this guy's taking a lot more hits. It's getting harder. I'm on level 17. There's 40 levels planned. So it gets a lot harder as you play. We have not even put any bosses in yet. I'm not sure if we're going to have bosses. What we might do is we'll have like the bosses mixed in with the regular. So it makes it even more challenging. But let's go ahead and take a look at the drop system as we were talking about. Like the thing is you know, you guys wanted to, you want to know what's dropping, right? So here's what we have. We have the WBG coins. Yes, they drop. They will drop. They are a rare drop, but they do drop. So let's look at our odds. Let's just go all the way down here and look at the odds of what the drops are. Let's see if I can find it. There is an actual random code here. Here we go. So this is our dice roll. Alright, so you see the WBG coin here listed twice. I'll give you a little bit more of an option, possibility, slightly. There are 143 because we start counting at 0. So there's 143 possibilities. Technically, you minus 1, so it's 142. So there are 142 items that drop. So what does that mean for you? Well, because everything in this game on the random drop is probably mostly going to be related to the copper coins. If you get a random drop, then it's not likely that you're going to get a copper coin. You're most likely going to get a rune. So you're going to get one of the runes from Rune Master, or you're going to get a recipe from Rune Master, which, don't worry, all these runes and stuff will actually be usable in Ant Farms, which is another game that we got coming up. And I'm looking at possibly having recipes for this game as well, to where you can kind of use like these ancient items, quote unquote, to kind of craft some alien technology type upgrades. So don't be discouraged too much. Like if you see the boxes and you're like, oh, it's just going to be a random drop for some runes, because you'll be able to use those possibly in future updates for this game as well. It's just not going to be initially. So let's go ahead and take a look at the drop system since we're in this code. I believe the drop system is in here. If it's not, it's going to be in the enemy ship, possibly. Nope, that's the enemy ship data. We want this. Alright, so while we're in the enemy ships, we'll just take a quick look here at the enemy ships. Let's just take a look and see what they look like. So there will be a graphic screen that will eventually I'll build that actually has all the enemy ships listed, so you can look them up and you can see all their specs. And as you can see, we have a lot of ships that can spawn. So it starts with the low level, goes mid-level, and then goes to the higher level stuff. Somewhere in here, though, should be the drop. There should be a drop system. Here it is. So here is our item drop system. So let's take a look at what it says here. So we're going to roll our dice. And if your roll dice is greater than or equal to 18, you're going to get a random drop. So majority of the time you should be getting a random drop. Else, you should be getting, you'll roll again, and you'll either get a battery. Let's see what else you get here. Some copper coins or some WVG coins, depending on what you roll. So this is pretty much the code currently for our item drop system. Will this change? You bet. It'll probably most definitely change. This is where it's at right now. This is just for testing purposes. This most likely will change though. All right though, so let's get back to the game because that's really what we're really here for, right? So let's take a look at this game one more time. Let's go ahead and fire this up. All right, so what I'm going to do here real quickly, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to actually set this game up for what it's going to be like pretty much out of the box. So let's go in here to our, let's go to our game data. Let's go to level 1. I'm going to turn on semi-auto fire because this is how it's going to be default. Your fire is going to be at 0.25. Let's see. I'm going to keep my mouse on because that's not really going to affect anything. I'm going to put this back to 10. My weapon damage is already at the default. I'm going to save that. Launch this. And now we're going to have the default game. So now this fire is really slow. The damage is not that much. It's a lot harder when you're starting out. I'm actually just going to use the spacebar because I can definitely tap faster than I can click. These ships definitely fire really fast compared to me. So now the game actually becomes really challenging when I just take away that automatic fire and I just go straight to semi-auto. Like it becomes really difficult now with just that one change. Well, a few changes, but that was the big one. You can see I'm almost dead. Struggling to stay alive here. Oh, dead. I died. So the game gets pretty challenging by default starting out. It actually will get easier as you progress. One of the things we are also planning, just in case, you know, you're wondering like, oh, hey, I pay for all these updates. What happens when I beat the game? Well, here's the thing. When you lose or you beat the game, whichever happens, your ship upgrades remain on your ship. So let's say that you play the game, you get all these upgrades, and you say, hey, I want to start over again. So I want to start over. I want to restart at level 1. No problem. You're not going to lose your ship upgrades, your ship customizations. You're not losing any of that stuff. That's permanent to your account, and that's permanent to your ship. It's just that you're just starting over, you know, the game. Your kill count resets and your score will reset. So if you were on the leaderboard at a really high rate, again, that's not going to reset that either because it's just taking the highest score that was recorded last. Now, if you decide to, again, reset the game, like that was the highest score recorded, so that's just going by history. So that's not necessarily going to be your score. We may change that though. We're still debating that because it wouldn't be very fair if you had the most kills or a high score and you decide, oh, I want to reset. Like that may or may not be fair. We're trying to figure out if that's going to be fair or not. Again, working out these details, as we build and plan the game and see what works and what doesn't work. But anyway, in a nutshell, this is the game. Like we said, we wanted to keep it like a really classic retro style shooter, but we also wanted to have some more modern appeal to it. So I think we did fairly well. With that whole aspect, this menu definitely will change. As I said, we're going to add the ability to customize your ship, as well as you can view the enemy ships. We're going to have leaderboards and some other stuff. So this menu will change. But other than that, though, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and post your comments about this game, good or bad. We want to hear them. Thank you.